Morning, or I guess good afternoon, because I slept in a little bit this morning and then sat in bed on TikTok for about an hour. So we're getting a little bit late of a start on the day. And also it might have been because last night was probably the quietest night's sleep I've gotten since I've been in New England. We stayed in this Walmart parking lot last night and it was eerily silent all night long, and for the last week and a half I've been staying in truck stops and rest stops right off the highway with road noise and all that, so it hasn't been the quietest. So maybe my body just took advantage of the fact that it was quiet last night, but slept in a little bit later than I anticipated. But now that we have a clean van and a good night's sleep, it's time to get out of here. And yesterday I actually drove a few more hours south than I was in my last video, so now we're just outside of, or we're in upstate New York. So I think for today I'm hanging out in upstate New York. We're not gonna make our way down to the city until tomorrow, because I don't think I'm quite ready to be back in the city yet, so we're gonna enjoy nature a little more, whatever we can get out of it. And then we'll head into the city tomorrow and check out New York and try to find a place to stealth camp there. Which I'm actually excited for, because I have never tried to stealth camp in New York City before. But it'll be interesting to see what kind of spots we can find. I really had no idea how beautiful upstate New York was until I started doing some research on it and found that there's a bunch of cool places where you can go, a bunch of cool rock formations, mountains, and canyons and valleys and all that kind of stuff up here. So I don't have time on this trip, but maybe I'll come back up here again and spend a few days up here in upstate New York. But before we can do anything today, make myself a little breakfast sandwich. There we go. Breakfast is served. A little bit of green juice and a beautiful looking breakfast sandwich. Divine. So when you think of New York and the foods that this state is known for, there's probably one food that comes to mind that stands above all the rest. It's delicious, it's got a city in the name, everybody loves it, and you probably already know what I'm about to say. Obviously, it's buffalo wings. Although New York is known for its pizza, and it's probably the #1 thing it's known for. I just did an episode on pizza a few weeks ago, so we're not gonna do that again, and instead we're gonna do buffalo wings, which supposedly, according to the internet, originated in Buffalo, upstate New York. And although we aren't actually in the city of Buffalo, we are still in upstate New York, so I think tonight we're gonna go find somewhere we can camp somewhat in the wilderness. Not a lot of options up here in New York that aren't a paid campground, but I'm gonna see if I can find somewhere and we're gonna cook some buffalo wings. Before we go looking for a place to camp tonight, we're like 15 to 20 minutes away from this waterfall that looked really cool that I found on Google Maps, so I'm gonna go check that out, get some upstate New York nature, and then go buy some ingredients to make some buffalo wings in the forest tonight. This is such a beautiful town too. You got mountains in the background. Beautiful sunny sky today for the first time in a few days. It's been raining miserably for the last 3 or 4 days that I was up here in New England. All right, and we have made it here. There's actually a lot more people here than I thought there was gonna be. So I don't think the hike to get down here is super long. Also, wearing my new crew neck. I got this in Bar Harbor when I was up there a few days ago. Right down this path, there's a pretty cool waterfall that I wanted to check out on my way to our campsite tonight. Catskill Falls. So peaceful out here. I wish I had allotted more time to this trip so I could go out and explore more Western, but I gotta be home. I got plans with a girlfriend, so now we just have a reason to come back up. But it is nice to be out here going to check out this waterfall, because I feel like for the last 2 years, there's been very few times where I have done any traveling for myself. And what I kind of mean by that is I travel for videos and for content and doing cool things and making good videos for you guys, and I haven't really given myself the time to go travel and do things that I want to do, so this is nice. This kind of entire New England trip has been something that I just want to do, and I'm just bringing you guys along and showing you guys all the cool things that I'm checking out, and it's been really fun. Maybe once I drive all the way back from here to San Diego this winter, I'll do a similar type trip and just take you guys to all the cool places that I want to check out. That is so cool. But honestly, you can't see much from this platform, so I'm gonna walk down there. So the interesting thing about these falls is that back in the day, there was a hotel and a lodge or something that was up here right next to where the falls are, just above them. And the guy who owned that lodge actually purchased the rights to own the waterfall and the land around it. And he actually built a dam above the waterfall where he would block the water, and then he would charge people a fee to turn the water back on and watch it gush over the waterfall. There you go, this will give you some perspective for just how high these waterfalls are. I'm gonna try to get down there. I just don't know how to get there yet. But look at the colors, so colorful out here right now. There we go. We've made it to the bottom. It's quite windy down here from the water from the waterfall, but that is beautiful. And yes, I know I'm wearing Birkenstocks with socks, but these are the shoes that I have worn on 99% of every hike all around the country that I've ever been on in my life. So they're my favorite shoes of all time, and I don't think I'll ever stop wearing them. But look at that, that is crazy. I feel like I'm in that scene from A Quiet Place where they go behind the waterfall and they just scream. Crazy, it is so loud. It's so cool. All right, it is time to head back down and walk back up the billion steps that I walked down to get back up to the car and head out and find a spot to camp tonight. One more look at the falls before we leave. Beautiful. And I'm really not sure where I'm gonna end up parking tonight or camping, because the Northeast is in a way kind of like England or Great Britain. There's a lot of history here, been around for a lot longer than the West has, which means historically there have been a lot more people who lived on this side of the country back when there weren't as many regulations or federal land, which basically means there have been more time, more people, and less regulations around buying land, which then means that there's less free public use land, which results in significantly less free campsites for me to stay in. And if you look at a map, and I'll overlay it on the screen right here, of BLM land in America, which is Bureau of Land Management owned land, which basically means it's government land that you can use to do whatever you want, like hunting, fishing, camping, etc. And if you look at this map, almost 80%, if not 90, I'm not sure the exact number, is west of Texas. So tonight we're probably gonna end up at a trailhead parking lot, because sometimes those are the only good wilderness parking spots you can find on the East Coast. But yeah, that is why the majority of van lifers stay on the West Coast. These stairs are absolutely killer, so I will see you guys when I get back to the van. All right, now we just gotta find a grocery store, get all the ingredients we need for the buffalo wings, and then we're heading over to a trailhead stealth camp for the night. All right, let's hope this place has some good wings. Price Chopper Super Center. So I'm gonna try to make everything in these from scratch, including the buffalo sauce and the ranch. But obviously we can't make the wings from scratch because I don't have chickens or time to raise them. So these will have to do just fine. Drive by. All right, now we've got to race to our camping spot tonight so we can make it there before sunset. Hopefully I can find somewhere that's close by. These shorter days are really starting to catch up with me, especially when I sleep in. Let's find a spot. Alrighty, I finally found somewhere after 20 minutes of searching. And we are 30 minutes away, so let's head over there. Alright, so we're almost there. We are driving about a mile down this random back road where there should be a lake at the end with, it looked like on Google Maps that there was some pullouts right next to the lake where I could potentially pull over and camp for the night and at least have like a nice view. Hoping to get a little lucky with our campsite tonight. And our little one-lane road has turned to gravel. Ooh, this is nice. This is where we're gonna hopefully camp tonight. It is beautiful out here, wow. The only thing is I do have absolutely zero service, so that's a bit unfortunate. Maybe we'll set up the Starlink tonight. Wow, it is so quiet out here. This is beautiful. Upstate New York, continuing to surprise me. Looks like there's a guy over there taking photos. I don't know if he's photographing wildlife or whatnot, so we'll stay quiet. Perfect reflection in that lake. Or pond, whatever this is. I think it's a drinking water reservoir. But anyways, great spot. Definitely glad I came out here. We've got some dinner to cook because I am starving. First things first, gotta get everything back out of the fridge. There we go. I can't forget to apron up. Probably gonna be a little bit messy of a dish. So I went with only drumsticks from the store because they didn't have any like combo packs. And the only wings they had were like the big value packs where they had like 70 wings, and I just don't need that many, so we're only drumsticks for dinner. They fit perfectly in my little pan. First things first, gotta get these bad boys seasoned up. And for that, we need some baking powder, onion powder, paprika, salt, and some fresh cracked pepper. Mix that all together. Then we can use this to coat our wings. Just gonna toss this in there. Nice coat on the top. Nice coat on the bottom. Like that. Then we can take these out, set them aside, and clean out my pan because I'm an idiot and mix them in the pan that I plan on cooking them in. So now we're going to clean this out. Now we can get some olive oil. I'm just going to use the spray because this is what I got right now. Coat the pan in the olive oil. Throw these wings in there. Hit them with the top coat of olive oil. And then we can place them in our oven if it was preheated, which I forgot to do. So I'm going to turn on the oven and let it preheat a little bit before we toss them in there. Now that we have to wait for our oven to preheat to put these in, I'm going to get started prepping the rest of the ingredients. And I decided while I was at the grocery store that I was going to do a side of French fries. So I'm going to start getting these cut up into little French fries sized pieces. Gotta wash them off first. And I've decided that I don't want to peel these guys, so we're not going to. Alright, so I bought 2 potatoes, but I don't think I'm actually going to need them. I think 1 potato is enough. And now we can take these cut French fries and let them soak in a bowl of water for like 30 minutes. Just let these soak. Alright, I think I've given my oven enough time to preheat up. I'm going to go ahead and throw these in there. Let those cook for around 30 minutes. While we wait for those to cook, we're going to get started on making our ranch dressing dipping sauce and our buffalo wing sauce to coat the wings in when they're done cooking. Starting out with our buffalo sauce. So we're going to pot on the stove, get that hot. And then for our sauce, we're going to upgrade some Frank's Red Hot just a little bit by adding, obviously, some Frank's Red Hot, a knob of butter, a splash of Worcestershire sauce, some honey, and then finally just a splash of white vinegar. Now we can get that cooking and let that simmer for 5 to 10 minutes. We should have a nice, beautiful buffalo sauce for our wings. Now the final thing that we have to get prepped is our homemade ranch dressing, and the only thing I got to really prep for that is just chopping up some of this dill nice and fine. So get that done while our chicken's cooking. And then by the time the chicken's done, hopefully everything else is finished as well. Let's make some ranch, and this is the first time I've ever done this, made ranch dressing, so I'm excited to see how it comes out, if it's anything better than what I typically eat, which is Hidden Valley, and also this sunset. Spectacular out here. Such an amazing campsite find. Anyways, so in order to make the ranch dressing that we're making, we need 1/4 of a cup of buttermilk, 1/4 of a cup of sour cream, 1/4 of a cup of mayonnaise, teaspoon of white vinegar, onion powder, dried parsley, some of our dill, garlic powder, some salt, and then to finish it off, just a little bit of pepper, and that is our unmixed ranch dressing. Now we can mix all that together, and we should have a nice, hopefully, ranch dressing. Let's give it a taste. It's pretty good ranch. I didn't know it was so easy to make. I might have to start making this myself instead of buying it. Now everything should be prepped and ready to go for when those wings are done. Except for these French fries, but we'll cook those up in a minute. All right, now that we've got everything, we got the sauce still simmering, we can drain these French fries. And then I'm just gonna fry these bad boys up right in this pan. I was initially gonna bake these, keep it a little bit healthier, but I just don't have enough room in my oven, so we're going with fried French fries, how they're really supposed to be made. We'll get that pot heating up on the back, throw some oil in there and get that nice and hot. And then once it's up to temp, throw in our fries. Probably gonna do it in batches because I don't have a lot of oil. This sauce smells perfect. Probably take that off the heat for now, because we still got a little while until the wings are actually done, because I have to flip them and cook them for another 20 minutes after they come out. All right, I think my oil is just about hot enough. Throw our first round of French fries in there. Beautiful. Everything's cooking. We're making such good time. I don't think we're going to finish dinner before the sun sets, but it doesn't really matter because we got to enjoy it while we were cooking. I also think it might be time, just about to give these chicken tenders a flip. And I can't believe there's so mosquitoes alive. Or chicken wings, not tenders. A little flipsky. Oh, those are so good. And now we can throw these back in there for another 25 minutes. There's my alarm going off telling me to take them out and flip them. Alrighty, it's been about 25 minutes. We are on our last batch of french fries here. They look like they're just about done. Go ahead and pull those out. My piles look a little small because I've been snacking on them as I've been waiting. Chicken legs probably need another 5-ish minutes. So we're gonna leave those in there. And while we wait for those, we're gonna finish off these french fries, upgrade them just a little bit. So ideally I'd have some truffle oil here to pour over these fries, but I don't have any. So I want to do like a truffle parmesan type fry, but sprinkle them with a little cheese, kosher salt, and then toss them and just keep repeating that process till they're all coated. Also hit them with a little bit of dried parsley, make them look pretty. And there we go. Those are some salty Parmesan-y fries, and they look absolutely delicious. And they are absolutely delicious. Also, the sun has pretty much fully set, so it's starting to get dark out and bugs are flying around, so I'm also gonna get this door closed. The time has come. I think these wings are just about done. Go ahead and pull these out. Ooh. Those look delicious. Hot. Our sauce has also been thickened up. I'm letting it cool down now, but it's nice and thick, ready to be coated on these wings. We're gonna let these cool down for like 5 or 10 minutes though before we finish everything off, plate them with our french fries, and eat some delicious dinner. Alright, I think these bad boys have been cooling long enough. Time to get them coated in our sauce and eat, because I am starving. Look at that. That is a beautiful looking plate of dinner. Wow. Scoop out some of our homemade ranch. And now we can eat. This meal definitely looks delicious. And the fries are so good. But looks can be deceiving. So let's give it a taste. Grab some of that ranch. Look at that. Cheers. Oh my God. Wow. That might be some of the best buffalo sauce I've ever had in my life. Typically, I don't like it very bitter and spicy, which is how it usually comes. This is so perfectly sweet and spicy. Oh, also, I did throw some brown sugar in there. I forgot to mention that. If you're going to try to make this sauce. Wow. Chicken is cooked perfectly. Ranch dressing is so good, too. I feel like everything's just better when you make it yourself. This is genuinely, not to toot my own horn, one of the best wings that I think I've ever had. I'm kind of mind blown, honestly, because I don't have any service out here, so I wasn't really following a recipe. I was just going with what I thought would taste good. And I think this is another one I'm gonna have to add to the Ryan Van original recipes. And if you guys didn't already know, anytime I cook something in my van, I give it a numerical rating based on how good it is compared to other things that I've cooked in my van, and based on just what I think tastes good. If I had to give these wings a rating, I genuinely think they deserve a very, very solid, and this is the highest score that I've ever given so far, 8.9. These are that good. Like, easily some of the best wings I've ever had, restaurant or not. But I'm gonna sit here, finish these absolutely beautiful wings. When I get my Starlink set up, so I can text my girlfriend and let her know that I'm not missing, because I didn't text her that I wasn't gonna have service tonight. All right, wings have been inhaled, cleaned up a little bit of the kitchen, and I also got my Starlink pulled out of the garage, set it up on the roof, fished the wire through my window. So we should be good to turn that on and see if we can't get connected. Can't remember if I canceled my Starlink or not. I guess we'll find out. And then all we got to do is basically plug in our router, which is this thing right here. And then we take the wire that's connected to the satellite dish, plug that in, and then ideally sometime in the next 15 minutes, that should be connected and we should have Wi-Fi. All right, there we go. Van is clean enough. I'll do those dishes a little bit later, but looks like we do have connection. I'll see what speeds we're getting. So far, so good. 62 ping, 175 megabits per second download. Let's see what we're getting upload. Upload is usually really bad on Starlink, but 168 megabits per second download is pretty good. 10 megabits per second upload. Not bad. And I'm getting notifications, so I know I'm connected. So now I can text my girlfriend, let her know I'm not missing. I think that is going to be it for this video. As always, truly appreciate you guys watching. Definitely try out that wing recipe. It was absolutely delicious. If you haven't already, think about clicking that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.